Hey, what's going on, everybody? Still standing Saturdays. Like I said last week, I'm going to be breaking down just some thoughts that I had behind each song, maybe some inspiration, motivation, from the lyrics and stuff like that. So we are on song number 2, which is Glorious. Man, I've always had an affinity for Macklemore's music. I think I've redone like 4 of his songs. You can check out Reverb Nation, God First Music with the Z, because there's another God First Music out there, but they are barely using that platform. So the only place where God First Music has a Z is on my Reverb Nation. But you can check out. I did Can't Hold Us, which I did perform at the album release party. I did Same Love, man, I freaking love that track. And then I also did Wings. And this song Glorious, the second track on the album Still Standing, it's actually the first song that I wrote for the album. I remember I was at the gym, and it's kind of like I was talking about last week, wanting to get back into music and stuff like that. And I remember hearing this track, and I'm like, man, I gotta do this. This goes all the way back to my parking days with Amber and Haley and all those people. We used to play this, and I love the beat. Like I've been out of the game, out of the music, for like 6 years. And the hardest part as an artist is to come up with the original concepts. And so I'm like, man, I want to kind of inch my way, back in. And so, doing a mixtape kind of helps with that. A lot of the tracks have the concept embedded in it. And I've been doing a mixtape, tracks for a long time. You look at my Reverb Nation, I got, man, so many, Tupac tracks that I redid. Like I said, the Macklemore, I redid that Nas One Mic, turned it to One Life. And for some reason, I feel like it's easy to transition that concept over and, make a God First mix, talking about Christ and basically in this song, glorifying Christ in the lyrics. But I'm actually working on an original album right now. I already have like 4 songs done. I'm actually going to the studio right after this to go work on one of those. I'll probably be doing some of my Instagram story in there. But man, so Glorious, always got fired up, for the beat on this song. And so super, super excited to redo this one, and so couple of things, couple of lines that I feel like really inspired, this track. In the first verse, I say, I gotta glorify the one who died, who gave his life so we can be eternally one with the one who made the heavens and the earth. He breathed his life into lungs that were made of dirt, right? And then the next line, so when I'm rolling in a hearse, it's just a shuttle to my flight to take me to another life. Man, I feel like when I got that, I was like fired up, because that really is, man, the truth, right? Like death is just a transition period, man. And when you are in Christ, death for anybody is a transition period. But when you're in Christ, man, it's just a shuttle to a flight, to take me to another life. It's literally, man, I don't see it as a negative, right? Because, man, it's taking me to, man, to heaven, to, paradise, to, a higher level of living. And so something to, not necessarily look forward to, but not be afraid of, is what I'm trying to get at, man. Every time you're on a shuttle, man, going to an airport, that's the imagery that I got, man. It's something exciting, man. You about to go on a trip and all this stuff. And so, man, that's the imagery that I was going for. And then in the later part of that verse, I'm literally talking about like boxing, and I talk about life as like a boxing match. And as I'll talk about in one of these videos, man, I did this whole spoken word weaved all throughout the album, where I do the same thing. I talk about life as a boxing match, and it's just something about that imagery really shine through in this album, Still Standing. And at the end of the first verse, I'm giving an uppercut to the chin of that quitter deep within, right? And that's what we all need to do, right? There's a quitter deep inside of each and every one of us that, man, wants to tap out, says that life's too hard, that, that job is too hard, or that relationship is too hard. And, man, there's that quitter that, man, you got to silence, man, that voice. You got to, man, give an uppercut to that quitter, and that's literally what I did all of 2018, and still doing it, man, because you'll face that voice every single day. Will Smith, he said it best, man. He said he runs. The reason why he goes running on a consistent basis is you hear that same voice. You hear that quitter telling you your legs are too tired, telling you your heart, or your lungs are burning and all this stuff. And he's like, man, if you could defeat that voice while you're running, you could defeat that voice anywhere, right? And so you get accustomed, you train yourself to defeat that voice, right? And so that's where that imagery came from. And the other part, that I really loved with this is the second verse, is when I was talking about I gave my life to save your mind from what's destroying it. I used to hide from all my pain. Now I'm recording it. And that's the absolute truth, right? Like, it's hard to be vulnerable. It's hard to be real. And so, man, if you listen to the album, if you have not, GodFirstMusic.com is where you can stream it or download it. You can support the movement or come talk to me. If you're in Chico, I got CDs. I think I got one right here, just to show y'all if you have not seen. Man, super legit, right? But I used to hide from all my pain. Now I'm recording it. And I got so real and raw on this album, man. It's like kind of crazy, how deep, I got, and how real and vulnerable I got on this album. But that's the truth, man. That's what really kind of helped me, get through this time, is to record this. And the reason why is I said I won't relent, because I know there's a kid out there who's just like me, who grew up trying to be the G that they could see on MTV with money, women, guns, and weed, right? And so that was me, right? I remember watching MTV. I remember, man, just getting so wrapped up in, the gangster rap and Tupac and all this stuff. And, man, I was trying to be that G. And so, and it man, really hindered my life and got me into a lot of trouble. And so, man, that's my promise, man. I'm not going to relent, man. I said in one of my other songs, man, I'm not a rapper. I just want to see lives change. And so I will not relent. And because I know there's a kid out there who was just like me growing up, man, who's getting in trouble, who, is, man, following the wrong crowd and all this stuff. And if I can inspire him with man, one song, then, man, it's worth it. If I can inspire somebody, man, by showing what I've been through and how I'm coming out on the other end, then it's worth it, And so that's what I have with Glorious. Tune in next week on Saturday. Probably one of my favorite tracks on the album. Emotionless. That's going to be a really fun one to do. But anyways, I'll just leave y'all with a little bit of this.